I know it's been a long time, so why not come back with my most popular for right now, watched one of What If is, no, sorry, is What If Godzilla was in My Hero Academia. Where we left off, Godzilla had just defeated or possibly killed All for One, and All for One had passed on all of his quirks, well, most of them, to Shigaraki. The reason I say most of them is first off, manga spoilers, is that in the manga he's able to control Shigaraki, so that means he's kept a few quirks, or he's got a quirk that allows him to connect to somebody and control their body or whatever. So yeah, that'll come up later. But for right now, Shigaraki will be learning how to use his newfound quirk somewhere, while the doctor helps him with it. Until then, Godzilla will be, you know, just hanging out for a bit underwater in his usual habitat. Um, because of what Godzilla's been doing, helping everybody but causing a bit of damage, the government's decided to get the help of David Shield and uh, a few other people, a few other like less notable scientists to help with something. They're going to try and make a Mega Godzilla because yeah, they need to do that. Um, David and most of the scientists were like, the Godzilla like attacks what messes around with the environment, disturbs the peace, kind of like is an unbalancing uh, thing in the world. So a gigantic robot that is a legit resemblance of him, even though that might not be a bad thing, I don't think he'll like that. So we're probably not going to do that. The government was like, you do it now, or we'll make sure that you guys are going to be put right in the center of the next battle that he shows up to. And so with that, they start making the Mechagodzilla. And so after a few years, like I'd say 2 to 3, Deku and most of the students of UA have become heroes and stuff. Not a lot of people have seen Godzilla, and Shigaraki has just emerged again. Zuko's now has control over all the. Uh, excuse me, I'm lying down. It's I think like 10 p.m. and I got school tomorrow, so I'm gonna make this a little bit longer. Then I'm gonna cut it off. I also want to know, do you guys want me to do a what if Zuko Midoriya had the same powers as Ant-Man? Like the Ant-Man from the movies? Because I've been watching them and it seems like it'd be a really cool power for him to have. But yeah, anyway, back to the story. After 3 years, uh, all the kids in UA, like all the kids in Deku's class are, pro heroes and stuff. Uh, they've all really, even though it's been 3 years, they're all prepared for if Shigaraki comes back. Um, David Shield and the scientists have finally finished the Godzilla and are ready for whenever Shigaraki attacks. But something happens. Instead of Shigaraki directly attacking the heroes, he goes and uses one of All for One's quirks that allows him to control technology. You might be wondering, why isn't he shown that? Not a lot of heroes use technology as a quirk and stuff, or have technology for their things. And don't say, what's his, give me a second, I'm trying to remember his name. Ida. Don't say Ida, because the engineer's crafts aren't, robotic or anything. They're organic somehow. I still have no idea how they work. His suit, I don't really know if it uses a lot of mechanics, but probably not. And besides, I wouldn't really think that there would be enough in there to actually, stop him from using his ability. So yeah. Anyway, Shigaraki uses that ability, hacks into the Mechagodzilla, takes control of it, and starts rampaging through the city. That wakes up Godzilla. Godzilla gets out of the water, and he immediately, without even letting anybody, notice, he straight up uses his atomic breath. No, he's been underwater. He's like gone to radiation sites, and he's spent all those 3 years there. Now that might probably not be a long enough time for him to actually evolve, but he's adapted so that he's able to evolve faster. So he still kind of looks the same. His scales do look a little sharper though, and his plasma beam or whatever that beam is, it looks more like Shin Godzilla's thing, where it's like a very thin uh laser thing that can cut through almost anything, and it's very concentrated. He can also do it from his dorsal spikes and his tail, but for right now he's just gonna do it out of his mouth, and he fires that thing right at Mechagodzilla and cuts it right in half. That thing got cut in half like it was butter, like hot knife through butter stuff. So yeah, uh, that's over with. Didn't really last that long, but Shigaraki decides that maybe his disintegration ability is strong enough, so he runs up and punches Godzilla in the face. You know what happens? Um, he does kind of disintegrate, like some of his scales and stuff, but barely anything. Like if you were to do his scales at 100%, Shigaraki probably removed like 0.000000000000001% of it. Like he barely even put a scratch, really. And then Godzilla grabbed him, threw him all the way into a mountain, and then used his atomic breath to completely destroy him. Now, you might be saying, hey, this sounds like you're pretty much rushing it. I'm like, and I gotta tell you, man, or girl, whatever you identify as, Godzilla's Godzilla. Most of these people in My Hero Academia, if got would be completely wrecked by Godzilla. Like Godzilla can tank nuclear bombs. Like he can legit take as many nuclear bombs as you could give him, and he could walk it off. Like this is canon. He's killed gods. He killed Zeus. He went to hell and came back. Like Godzilla is a freaking beast. No pun intended. But yeah, Godzilla pretty much could solo, I'd say, the My Hero Academia universe. Maybe like All Might and all of them combined at once could take him down, but if they did like one at a time, they'd be screwed. But yeah, Shigaraki's killed, all for one still in jail. The only thing that's really left is if the scientist that told Deku that he's quirkless made some pretty big no moves and stuff, but unless you guys want that, this is where the story ends. Godzilla walks back into the sea undefeated. He's still king of the monsters. Everybody's very happy that there was as minimal amount of damage as there could be, and that the leader of the villains is finally killed, or yeah, killed, and yeah, they're all pretty happy. They're glad that they could just go on with their lives, just taking out minor villains and stuff. So yeah, this is kind of where it ends. For the romance, Godzilla did have a kid with Mothra. Not really gonna tell you how that happened. I'm not even sure if Godzilla has a dick. So yeah, they have a kid. It's uh, it kind of looks like a dragon, really. Like it looks like Rodan, but with more dragon-like wings and scales, like dorsal spines and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, this is kind of where the story ends. Godzilla's kid, didn't really have that much of a story. He most of them kind of just went into the hollow earth thing. Like, just went into Earth, Earth's crust because, yeah, why not? So yeah, everything was good. Everything was great, really. Like, happy ending. But if you guys do want me to continue the story, uh, I could. Like I told you, the doctor could have decided to make big no moves and just use those. Like, yeah. But for right now, that's the end of the story. Peace.